welcome to this Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. I'm going to see if I can do a video about the transfer case in this BMW. This X3's got slightly different sized wheels on it. The wheels on the front are slightly bigger than the ones on the rear, and it's causing the transfer case to give a little kick. And I don't know if the video is going to pick it up or not, but when you're pulling up, you can, I don't know if that, maybe it'll jolt, I don't know if it will not. There's just a little feeling, and under acceleration, it's the same. So we will turn around this corner here. I'm accelerating down a hill, but there's a little dun 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 as it accelerates. You can just feel it in the drive line. It's just not feeling sure, just not feeling right. This is not the auto, because I had on this car, I also put some new tires on which were undersized. They were really small, and this situation became really pronounced. I then put the same size tires on all the way around, and it disappeared altogether, totally gone. So I know what the problem is. Now again, I was talking to BMW about this, and they're saying it's not that the transfer case is old or worn or anything like that. It's just the transfer cases have a certain operating tolerance, what they can tolerate between the difference in size between the front wheels and the back wheels. The transfer case is the one which determines how much of the drive. This is an X drive. It's an X3 X drive. It's not an S drive, all of drive going to just two wheels. It's an X drive, so it's four-wheel or all-wheel drive. And there's a transfer case, which, so when the motor comes, the power comes out of the motor, this transfer case decides how much goes to the back wheels, how much goes to the front wheels. And very sophisticated electronics, clutches, the whole lot, because if the wheel slips, like in rainy situations or in snow or mud or whatever, it transfers power away from the slipping wheel to the gripping wheel, does all sorts of things like that, does it across the four wheels. So it's a complex piece of machinery. But if you've got this problem, that's what this video is about. Just back off here, I'm in a bit of traffic, so I'll back off so I can accelerate a little bit. And I'll just be quiet, just see if you can't hear it or feel it. Yeah, bumpy road. That wasn't actually doing it then. It just gives this little miss, this little shudder, particularly when you're turning or slow. It just gives this little bit, and that's the transfer case. Step one, most definitely, is to change the oil in your transfer case. That's a good place to start. Lots of people get great success with that, and even big clunks and jerky and all the rest of it goes away when they change the oil in the transfer case. But what's actually causing it is most likely, or very commonly, let's say, different size wheels front to back. You can get off a front wheel and a back wheel and just sit them side by side, and you will actually see a difference in height. There's a hill I can accelerate up here coming up again. There, it's just the did it in the acceleration. So that's what it is. I'm about to swap this car front to back because I know that they're a little bit different, and I think that'll fix the situation, because I've just had four wheels the same size on this and the problem was absolutely gone. There was no problem. So the simple fact is that these tires are out of the tolerance that what this car can put up with. Yes, BMW was saying that they had a brand new X5, that someone had certain mags, non-BMW mags, that they wanted to put on it. So they rocked up to the dealership with the mags, the service guys fitted the mags, and then the car did exactly this. Brand new. We are in 2022 now. I think it was 2021 this happened. Brand new X5. Because the wheel size was outside of the specifications, front to rear, it started to kick and carry on and do exactly what this is doing. So it's not showing that the transfer case is broken, it's showing you that the transfer case is being asked to operate outside of its operating limits. So if you've got that little edgy, little clicky, not quite right, it's in the drive line, it's like me, I was panicking, is it the auto? But the auto is throwing no code, so there was nothing wrong with the auto. It's just the transfer case is being asked to operate outside of its what it can. So get the tires, roll them side by side, and check the heights, see if there's a noticeable difference. And then if you want to get even more precise, get a string and wrap it around the tire, put it not in the tread slot obviously, but around where the tread is, and compare the circumference. That's a lot more accurate. The height, you're not going to be able to see the difference as much, but with the string right around the outside, of the tyre, you're going to be able to notice the difference. And they are talking small, only a centimetre around the outside, and supposedly it can throw the transfer case off and cause problems. And this is not just a BMW thing, this is an all-wheel drive car thing, that they don't like having the different sizes. I've always thought left to right across the axle, super important, match your tyres, get them right, but front to back didn't matter too much. If you're not in an X-Drive car or an all-wheel drive car, that is the case. But in an X-Drive car, because this transfer case is monitoring slipping and everything else, there's only a certain tolerance in the difference in wheel sizes that it can handle. So if you've just put new tires on and then you've got this kicking carrying on, that's what you need to check. Check the circumference. Don't assume that the new tires with the new tread are the problem because they're bigger, because tire manufacturers, this is the sad bit, they're not all the same. Did you feel that kick? It was definitely doing it then. Tire manufacturers are not all the same, and you get a, on the back of this is 275 40 19s, and the difference between two brands, there's another video, I'll put a link to it up here, it's just astonishing. The one I bought as a Bridgestone was just so much smaller. It wasn't a 40% of the width height at all. It was like only 37 or something like that. It was smaller, it caused the problem. So the brand new tires were the problem. They were out of spec, if you like, for what the car could cope with. So if you've got that problem, yes, change the oil in the transfer case, get that done, but also measure your tires, because it is the difference in the circumference or diameter, the size of the tire, not the width, but the height, the size of the tire, the rolling diameter is what throws this out. So good luck with your research, but hopefully by switching wheels and tires around, if you've got a mate with an X3, maybe you can measure his tires and switch his on for a week or something like that and see what happens. But what happened to me, I bought tires, they were Bridgestone, they were way smaller, like they were pretty much an inch or 2 centimeters smaller than the ones I took off. Brand new tires, heaps of tread, but the tire was just smaller in diameter, and that's what caused the issue. Got rid of those tires, issue went away. So there you go, hope that helps. Thanks for watching.